Okay, next we are moving on to the assessment of the patient. In assessment, first and foremost, whenever any person or any patient comes to you, what will you ask? What does the patient need to do? Like why patient has come to you? Like what is the impairment or what is inactivity of patient which leads to patient to come to you? So all this question or all this answer should be mentioned in what does the patient need to do. Like on basis of this, you'll get to know, okay, these are or these all are the patient's requirement, and on basis of that, you might be tailor made your protocol for specific exercise therapy. Okay, next is what can patient do. Like you first get to know, okay, these all things patient wanted to do, and now you are assessing, you are checking, like these all things patient can do. If a patient come with a frozen shoulder, like first you will see how does the frozen shoulder occur. You get to know, okay, patient need to fix this frozen shoulder treatment. Okay, second thing will be what can patient do. Now you will be assessing how much flexion range is, how much abduction range is, how much internal external rotation of shoulders range is. So on basis of that, you will identify, like this is the base or this is a level which where patient can do activities, and you have to improve from this level. So it will be also helpful to progress the report of patient, like it is progressing, it is getting better, or it is not getting better. And third question is what is the patient unable to do. Like in assessment only, what can patient do, you will identify this portion, like what is patient unable to do, and you also include in this like why patient is not able to do. Is it any joint movement affection, it is any muscular inactivity, or it is any other injuries which can lead patient to not able to do the activity, or pain is there, or anything. You should be mentioning it, and later on your treatment protocol will be focusing on that. Now we are moving to the methods of testing. Every test used must be standardized as far as possible. So in if you are testing anything, here you are dealing with the patient. So your every possible method or every possible test should be standardized, carried out in the same way and under the same circumstances on each occasion. Like if you are performing any test, there will be some criteria to how to do it, where to do it, and how to conclude it. So you must go through every criteria, and you should be following each and every possible outcome or circumstance to follow that test. Here, there are several methods of testing in which functional tests are there. Test of neuromuscular efficiency, test for coordination, test for sensation, measurement of vital capacity, measurement of leg length and pelvic angle, and test of joint range. So we are starting with functional tests. So these tests are used to assess the patient needs and ability. Like first we have to see what is patient's need to do. So here functional tests will cover the first question, like to assess the patient's need and ability with regard to functional activity. Like what is patient's mobility? It can be able to mobile in bed or transfer from bed to chair, or a patient can ambulate. Here ambulation word means transferring or walking. Okay, personal care like eating, dressing, washing is patient is able to do by him or herself or not. If patient is household or do garden job, like this will give you the idea about what is patient's functional ability. Like patient is able to cook for him or herself, he can washing up, sweeping, lifting. All this work and recreation work is a patient can able to do independently, or patient need assistance for it. So this all will cover under your functional test. So if you want to assess anything from these activities, you will be needing functional tests. They are carried out in the patient's normal environment or in circumstances which are nearly like it is possible. Like it should be in a known environment, normal environment. So patient can perform normally. His performance is recorded as skill, adequate, requiring assistance, standby, minimal or maximal failure. So you should be around that. If any failure occur or any unwanted moment, or you are not predicting if patient may fall or not, so you should be carry out all the possible failure if patient is not able to do. So all the precautionary measures you should be taking care. The physiotherapist and occupational therapist cooperate fully in making this test, which provide a valuable means of deciding priorities in treatment and of estimating progress. Here, physiotherapist as well as occupational therapist, like physiotherapy does the activity portion, like if muscle is inactive or if there is any inactivity of muscle or joint, where occupational therapist will help you to develop or do the changes in occupation which can help you to cover your occupation also. Like if you have to complete a task during your in your occupation, so that portion or that activity or any changes regarding that, it will be covered under occupational therapies. So here both of physiotherapist as well as occupational therapist cooperative work will help to get a better result. So this was all about the functional test. Now we are moving to the test of joint range, in which the measurement of the limitation of joint range represent many difficulty in practice. Like here, we have seen what is patient able to do and what is patient not able to do. Now we are going on to the joint range. Like if patient's any joint is affected, stiff or not getting full range of motion, it will be assessed by goniometer. Like ideally, we use an goniometer to measure the joint range of motion. A suitable position will be selected for the patient. Make sure patient is stable. Okay, make sure whichever structure you are observing, it not limiting by the position of anything. Yeah, your muscle and your joint should be free, relaxed, and completing the full range of motion. The bone proximal to the joint in which range is to be measured is fixed, and the movement in the joint accomplished in the particular plane. Like whichever bone is proximal, it will be fixed, and the distal range or distal bone will be moving, and this all will be measured by goniometer. As the normal range of movement varies considerably, like person to person, there are high chances there will be thin patient or there will be a thick patient or fatty patient. So there are high chances if fatty patient is there, the range of motion of some joint might be altered. So when an angle is unsuitable, an inextensible tape measure may be used. So firstly, and ideally we will using goniometer, but in some cases goniometer is not able to provide you a measurable range of motion, then you will be using a tape, like inextensible tape, normal tape which can use to measure the distance between two bony points. Like goniometer will give you a degree, but when goniometer measurement is not possible, you can move to inextensible tape measurement, which will help two bony points to provide a means of assessing increase or decrease range of motion by measuring the inextensible tape. The third test is for neuromuscular efficiency. This may be carried out electrically, manually, or mechanically. Like in electrical test, electromyography or nerve conduction velocity or strength duration curve, these all are tests which done by electric modalities. That's why it is called as electrical test. Second is manual muscle testing. This we will be using for testing the muscle strength in physiotherapy manners to assess the muscle or muscle group. This is one of the key testing method which we using in everyday manner. To be accurate and efficient, manual muscle testing requires a standardized technique and considerable experience. Like you should be go through every possible position as well as how to perform it. All the required criteria you should be aware of. Okay, and later on, these all are from 0 to 5. It is grading of your muscle strength based on what reaction you are getting from muscle or muscle group from the patient. You will give grade to the patient. Later on, circumference measurement. Here we have completed the functional test, is the test of joint range, test of neuromuscular efficiency, and now we are moving to the circumference measurement. In circumference, we will just only cover the circumference of muscle belly to see if muscle is getting atrophied, muscle is getting hypertrophied, or muscle is normal. We will compare both sides of same muscle level measurement by circumference measurement. So this test relies on the fact that there is a relationship between the development of power and that hypertrophy. Like if power increases, your muscle might get hypertrophy. A tape measurement, here also the inextensible tape which we were using in assessing joint range, the same tape can be used. A tape measures made from some inextensible material is used to measure the circumference of the limb. Experiment on normal limbs indicates that this method is unreliable even experienced hand, although it is still used. Now we are moving to the static power test. The power of static or isometric contraction may be recorded by means of a spring balance capable of registering up to 50 to 100 decibel. Okay, the extensibility of the spring within this type of balance is virtually negligible, and it can be arranged in such a way that contraction of the muscle group can take a place at any predetermined points within its range. Record can be made of the maximum pound age recorded or the average of pound recorded as a result of 3 efforts. In static power test, there will be 3 times you will be checking the same test, and you will be recording the maximum effort or maximum power in which among the 3 will be considered the final one. Later on, dynamic power test. This is the method devised by DeLorme and Watkins as a basis of progressive resistance exercise. The maximum weight which can be lifted once only through a prescribed range is called as one repetition maximum. Like maximum weight to prescribed range of motion for any joint, if you are able to complete it, it will be called as one repetition maximum. The maximum weight which can be lifted 10 times at natural speed without any rest, it will be called as 10 repetition maximum. Here there are two terminology which is important, which is one is 1 repetition maximum, another one is 10 repetition maximum. If with maximum weight you have to complete just 1 repetition of the prescribed range of motion, it will comes under 1 repetition maximum. And with maximum weight you have to complete 10 times of that same motion with natural speed, it will be called as 10 repetition maximum. Now we are moving to the endurance test. Like endurance may be calculated by recording the drop in the maximal power of the muscle when their effort of contraction is repeated at a given trial for a specific period of time. So here in endurance test, with lesser amount of resistance or lesser weight, higher the repetition will be called as endurance test. For each muscle, there will be some endurance test will be there to assess that endurance. So basically in power test, you will be lifting weight, maximum weight, where in endurance, the maximum repetition should be in focus. Later on, speed test, the successful performance of functional activities can be timed by the use of a stopwatch. Here for checking the speed test, you will need a stopwatch, like time taken for dress or walk a measured distance. Like to complete the distance by walking, how much time patient is required to complete the task, or even for dressing up, how much time taken for the patient, it will be recorded by stopwatch. So it will comes under speed test. Later on, test for coordination. Coordination of movement or the lack of it is observed in the patient's gait. His performance of purposeful movements or during specific movement, such as bringing the finger to the tip to nose, or moving the heel up and down along the opposite scene of bone. Like here, some are complex movement. Like you are not focusing on single joint. There will be multiple joint which will be focused during any movement. So to check that coordination, like from top to bottom, patient is completing the task coordinatedly. Each area, like each muscle, each joint is working efficiently, will be considered as coordinated. For this, there are two tests are available, which is equilibrium test as well as non-equilibrium test. Later on, test for sensation. Here we are checking the sensation of patient, like patient is able to perceive all the sensation, like whether it is touch or it is pressure or anything, like superficial, deep or combined cortical. Every sensation should be checked. Later on, we are measuring vital capacity of patient. So in picture, this is the Spirotech spirometer, in which ideally we are using to measure the vital capacity. Okay, the patient is instructed to breathe in as much as possible and then breathe out through the mouthpiece. And here with the connected software which will be in the your computer or laptop, which help to give you the recordings. Later on, the recording will be in volumes in cubic centimeter. Okay, seventh is measurement of leg length. There will be two types of leg length measurement. One is true shortening and second is apparent shortening. In diagram also it is shown, like in true shortening, the leg is measured from the anterior superior iliac spine or the upper margin of greater trochanter to the lateral malleolus. Wherever in apparent shortening, from the umbilicus to xiphus sternum, the level of the knee joint or the tip of the medial malleus should be measured. In last, measurement of the angle of pelvic inclination, are there. In anterior posterior inclination of the pelvis may be measured by pelvic inclinometer. Like in diagram, you are shown how the pelvic inclination has been measured. Okay. Quick summarize, you can go through previous all videos, like how the techniques are there, what are the methods of testing, as well as history of exercise therapy, introduction of exercise therapy, as well as aims of exercise therapy. These all are the references where I have taken the data. Thank you, everyone.